It was a gray, biting cold morning in Chicago, the kind that stung the skin and made even strong men shiver. Inside a small corner grocery store, the quiet hum of refrigerators and the soft beeping of checkout scanners filled the space. It was just another day for most people. But for Lily Parker, it was not just another day, it was her last. She stood in line at the checkout, her baby cradled in one arm, a gallon of milk in the other. Her coat was thin, her shoes damp from the slush outside, and her face pale from more than just the cold. The baby, Noah, was barely 8 months old and hadn't eaten since the night before. His lips were dry. His little whimper broke Lily's heart every few minutes. Clutching a crumpled napkin that held her last coins, Lily felt every eye in the store press against her like weight. She stepped forward, placed the milk on the counter, and began to count the coins one by one with trembling fingers. A quarter, a dime, a few nickels, some pennies. All of it added up to $3.67. The milk cost $3.99. The cashier, a middle-aged woman with tired eyes, looked up. "You're short," she said. 32 cents. Lily's heart dropped. "Please," she whispered, barely able to look up. "It's for my baby. Can I put some back and get a smaller one?" "This is the smallest one we have," the cashier replied flatly. "Next customer, please." Lily stood frozen. Her arms tightened around Noah, whose cry was now louder, needier. She felt heat rush to her face, shame, desperation, powerlessness all at once. She turned to walk away, swallowing her tears. But just then, a crisp $100 bill fluttered onto the counter. The voice that followed was calm, steady, and deep. "I believe this will cover the milk." Lily spun around, eyes wide. Behind her stood a tall man in a navy overcoat, his presence almost cinematic. His hair was dark and neat, his eyes tired but kind. He took off his sunglasses and gave a small nod. His name was Ethan Grant, CEO of one of the most powerful tech firms in the country. But at that moment, he wasn't a billionaire. He was simply a man who saw something no one else did. I can't accept that," Lily said quickly, her voice shaking. Ethan smiled softly. "You're not accepting it. I'm buying milk for a hungry child. That's not charity. That's humanity." The cashier bagged the milk, unsure what was happening. But Ethan didn't stop there. He gestured toward the shelves. "Could you please add some diapers, baby formula, bread, and eggs?" Lily's legs felt weak. Her lips trembled as she tried to protest. But Ethan shook his head gently. "Let me help," he said. "You've been doing this alone for too long." Outside the store, the wind howled, but Lily didn't feel it anymore. Ethan walked beside her, carrying the bag. She explained she lived in a temporary shelter a few blocks away. No family, no job, just Noah. Ethan listened carefully. He didn't speak much, just nodded and asked gentle questions. When they reached a nearby cafe, he insisted on buying her a warm sandwich and coffee. It was the first real food she had eaten in days. And then, something in Ethan shifted. He told her about his mother, a woman who raised him alone while working night shifts and cleaning motels. They had once lived in a broken-down car, and no one ever noticed. He remembered crying from hunger. He remembered her saying, "You never know who you're standing behind in line. Could be an angel, or someone who desperately needs one." "I think today, I got to be both," Ethan said quietly. Tears streamed down Lily's face. She hadn't felt seen in months. Then Ethan leaned forward. "Come work for me." Lily blinked, confused. "What?" "My foundation," he said. "We help women rebuild their lives. You've got heart, strength, resilience. That's what we need, not a fancy degree. Just someone who understands struggle." "I have nothing," she said softly. "No resume. No qualifications." "You have everything," he replied. "You showed up. With your last coins. That's enough." 6 months later, Lily walked onto a stage at a community center where Ethan's foundation was hosting an event for single mothers. She wore a soft lavender blouse, her hair pinned up, her posture confident. Noah, now chubby and smiling, sat in the arms of a volunteer in the front row. She told her story, not with shame, but with pride. She told them how one moment, one man, one act of compassion had changed everything. She told them about that cold Sunday morning when she was 32 cents short, and a stranger behind her in line became the reason she could believe in life again. And when a young woman in the crowd asked, "What would you say to someone who feels invisible?"